Okay, so today I wanted to come on and show you how to make a real simple but authentic and flavorful enchilada sauce. You do not have to buy canned sauce to make your enchiladas. Making the sauce is actually pretty simple and pretty easy, and it's with some really basic ingredients that you probably already have in your cabinet and your refrigerator. So all you'll need is some butter, some all-purpose flour. I've got chili powder, cumin, garlic powder. This I'm going to use, I use different things to make my chicken broth with, and I actually have some Knorr this time. So I'm going to use some Knorr to make the chicken broth, and then I'm using Uncle Chris's Gourmet steak seasoning as my salt substitute. Otherwise you'll just be using salt, but I like to use this because it has other seasonings in it. It's got garlic, it's got onion and other bell peppers and some other spices in here as well. So that just kicks up the flavor just a little bit. So the first thing you want to do is, I've got my pan over here and I already have it heating. I'm going to go ahead and put in this, I'm going to double this recipe. So it's going to call for a whole stick of butter, which is a half cup. I'm going to put that in and let it start to melt. To this we'll be adding our flour, and I'll be adding in 8 tablespoons of flour. So it's going to make, we're going to kind of make a roux. So now that the butter has melted, I'm going to go ahead, I went ahead and measured out 8 tablespoons of flour and just put it in this little dish. It just makes it a little bit more convenient and quicker. So I'm going to add this in. And we're going to stir this around and let it cook for about a minute. Maybe a little bit more. I'm going to turn my heat down just a little bit. It's right now on medium high. So you just want this to start cooking until you start to smell. You'll start to smell a really like nutty smell. It actually smells really good to me. Okay, so my roux was a little thick for my liking. I don't need it to be super thick for this enchilada sauce recipe. So I went ahead and added in some more butter. I added in about another half a stick of butter, okay? Just because it was a little bit too thick. Let me turn it down, turn the heat down some more. As you can see, it's cooking up real nice and it smells delicious. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to add in the seasonings. So in here, I went ahead and measured out all of the seasonings that I'm going to use. This is 4 tablespoons of chili powder. It's 3 teaspoons of cumin, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, and I put in 1 teaspoon of the Uncle Chris's Gourmet steak seasoning. So I'm going to add that in now. And we're going to let this cook for about a minute as well. Now your house is going to start to smell like you're really making something delicious. This is where the enchilada smell is going to come from. I'm going to turn the heat down some more. So it's on medium low. I don't want it to start to stick. just kind of want to move it around in the pan until it starts to smooth out a bit. And if you can see how it looks, you can see the consistency that it has. Let it cook just a little bit more. And to this, I'm going to be adding in 6 cups of chicken broth that I already have prepared here. And let me just see. It's looking good and it's smelling even better. So now I'm going to slowly add in my chicken broth. I'm going to try to scrape off anything that I feel with the spoon that's stuck to the bottom. There's really not much. And now all we're going to do is turn the heat down and we're going to let this simmer for about 15 to 20 minutes. And there's a little bit more there at the bottom. There's some on my spoon, so you want to make sure that all your seasonings end up in the pan and not on your spoon. And I am going to cover this while it simmers. Okay, it's only been about 5 minutes, but I wanted to come on and check it. Check our sauce real quick. And you just stir it up a little bit, make sure that nothing is sticking to the bottom of your pan. And it's not, and I'm happy about that. But it's got the beautiful red color, and that comes from the chili powder. And yeah, we're doing good. So far, so good. So now I will go ahead and put the top back on here and let it finish simmering for about another 10 minutes. Okay, it's time to check on the sauce. It's been in total about 15 minutes. So this is the final result of your homemade enchilada sauce. And it's so delicious. So I would suggest at this point that you go ahead and taste it. And if it needs to be adjusted as far as I would say probably just salt. If you need more salt, you can add it in at this point. But other than that, there is your... You did it. Yes, ma'am. Have a good day.